Hello everyone. Welcome to the Lackey Grand Prix 14 round 1 gameplay. Here I am going to commentate a match that I just played, see how it goes down. But if you notice here, I switched up the deck from the previous few decks videos that I've been playing. It's the Gospel of Christ Good Stuff deck, but I switched out the Soul Defense for New Testament Unity one. So take a look at this card, the Imitate Lost Soul. Each upkeep you can copy the special ability of another New Testament Lost Soul for 1 round. So if you pair that in conjunction with the Undesirables, if rescued, rescuer must skip their next battle phase, you can effectively skip 2 battle phases during the game if they don't spend their Son of God in Second Coming to rescue this Lost Soul and its compatriot. So there's also a lot of other good New Testament Unity Lost Souls, like Defiled. This card's good if opponent just plays enhancements in battle or plays heroes directly from hand into battle. You get to draw cards for every time they do that. And you have your also other classic, I don't even know the name of this one, but negates banding abilities. Humble's really good. Your cards can't be prevented while you have less cards in hand than the opponent. Salty is also really solid. And I like this Lost Soul, the Crowds one. We've drawn 4 more. 4 or fewer, protect your hands and decks from opponent's card. So we're taking that fast Gospel of Christ good stuff and we're pairing it with this New Testament Lost Soul. And the hope is our Herod defense will get even better by the fact that we're actually playing Undesirables, so the Herods don't have to try and block every turn. Well, Undesirables can help them skip some attacks and let them rest for a bit. So here we are. Let's take a look at our opening hand. We got Patmos, which can go grab Matthew. Have Amalekites Slave, which can go be a Pokemon ball and grab any of our best Herods. We have Abandonment, draw all heroes in battle, cannot be negated, so really solid if the opponent goes with an early band. Also added Golgotha. Because I had to take out the Darkness Lost Soul, I wanted more ways to find my Herods in my deck, so I think I don't remember what card I cut from the deck. I think I cut out the Priest of Christ and put in Golgotha. Yeah, Golgotha can go grab an evil character. I got Nazareth. Turn 1 Nazareth. That's scary. No deck wants to fight a turn 1 Nazareth. So I plan to just get all my searching done and then play the Nazareth. And hopefully that'll mess up the opponent's plans. I do have Deceiver, so it's not a good combo with Nazareth. If I play my Nazareth, then my Deceiver can't really search or exchange with anywhere. And lastly, I have the Resurrection in my hand. I can play a good Gospel Fortress and an empty Tomb hero from deck or discard pile. Can band up to 3 human heroes. So Resurrection, probably one of the best cards in the deck. Alright, so pretty strong opening hand. I have ways to get Matthew on turn 1. Alright, here we are. I'm playing the Patmos, getting Matthew down. So Matthew's really good. Our opponent has just asked me for Dominant Initiative. So I used Patmos to go grab Matthew, and then I played him directly into my territory. And he's going to use the card Falling Away. I can't put it up on the screen right now, but basically what that does is he turns Matthew into a evil character for a turn. So that's the weakness of me playing Matthew right into play. So yeah, if I really wanted to make sure I got to attack with Matthew, what I should have done was played Patmos, got Matthew, and then when I went to attack, I should have attacked directly with Matthew from my hand directly into battle. And so at least I would have got the attack off. And I forgot to mention I did win the die roll, and I chose to go first because I really wanted to get the Nazareth going here. All right, so I'm going to start searching my deck with Golgotha, trying to find my best hero or evil character. I'm sorry. Which Herod do I want? It's really blind, but maybe this guy because it's less likely he'll have a big banding chain. So I want to try and get the strongest block turn 1. Okay. And because I know I'm going to put down Nazareth this turn, I want to use my Resurrection while I can. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Resurrection. And the Resurrection allows me to grab a empty Tomb hero. So I have to decide between James and John. Bro, I'm so bad at commentating. I have to decide between John and Peter. So I went ahead and grabbed Herod's Temple with the Resurrection, put down Nazareth, and I got John into play, putting my Lost Souls in sights. Okay, so I missed my opportunity to draw a lot of cards with Matthew this turn because I didn't play him directly into play. I put him into my territory, so That's a mistake. You don't have to make it home. You can watch me make it here. All right. John is going to reveal Right On to draw some cards. I drew the Outsiders, and I drew Doubt. Drew Doubt and Outsiders. Okay, he's going to block me with a Thief. Again, I can't really show you what his cards are doing. I can just show you what I have. That's what I have pulled up on my screen here. But the Thief negates a good card in a territory. If it's a character enhancement, you may discard a character in a territory to take it. You may exchange this card with a Thief or generic demon from deck. So he's going to actually negate my Nazareth, and he's going to start searching his deck for a Thief. And this is not what I want to see on turn 1. I want to see him locked out of the game with Nazareth, but he has a really strong turn 1 block against Nazareth here. So I don't really have any strong enhancements in hand, so John's just kind of chilling out there. Okay, he's playing a card called the Highwayman. The Highwayman can draw cards or play an evil New Testament fortress from deck. May ban to a New Testament Crimson hero. Okay, he's grabbing Satan's Seat. Satan's Seat negates protect abilities, so that's going to negate my Nazareth. So Satan's Seat is like a direct counter to Nazareth. It's also negating the protect ability of my Herod's Temple in my territory. It's a really good play by opponent here. Opponent is realizing if they were going to go this play, they should have converted Matthew to a Pale or Crimson Brigade evil character, so they could have banded to him with the Highwayman. And now I'm deciding I think I need to start tossing. Okay, because Herod's Temple. John first tosses the next evil enhancement, then Herod's Temple. Okay, he's going to toss Seized by Babylon at me. Okay, so that enhancement doesn't do anything. It just subtracts 1 from John. Okay, so I'm going to activate my Herod's Temple here, reserve a top card of my deck, and it is a Bethlehem Stable. So that's unfortunate. Not because of the protect ability, but because of the ability to grab Mary out of my reserve or my Lost Child Found. And these are the 2 ways I can actually deal with Satan's Seat right now. Because yeah, in a perfect world, next turn I would have been able to grab Mary or something and then attack and underdeck Satan's Seat and get... Okay, yeah, I passed the turn. Opponent drew a Lost Soul, drew the Hopper. And so, remember how I was talking about these New Testament Unity Lost Souls? If opponent draws a Hopper and gives it to you, Unity's broken when you both own and control the Lost Souls in your territory. So if opponent puts a Hopper Lost Soul into your territory, it's Old Testament, but it doesn't break Unity because you have to both own and control it. I think you only control it, but you don't own it. So New Testament Unity Lost Souls are strong against token generator like the Lost Souls card or Hopper. Right. I also have to remember to try and do the imitate trigger. Each upkeep, I can copy a special ability of another New Testament Lost Soul. Okay, looks like they're playing just some Betrayal now. Betrayal says, underdeck an opponent's good card in hand. So he's going to take a look at my hand here, and I only have 1 good card in hand. It's going to be my Right On Victoriously. So that guy's going to go underneath my deck right now. Okay, yeah, I'm experimenting with a new form of showing you the cards. Like I have another Lackey on a different window with all my cards from my deck laid out for me to easily show you what I'm doing, as opposed to relying on the VOD to show you what cards are going on, because sometimes the VOD doesn't linger on them, and what I'm talking about doesn't necessarily line up with what's being played. So I'm trying this out to see if it has a better experience for the user, but it's definitely harder to talk and try to move my mouse around and select the right card. And it also comes at the cost of I can't hover opponent's cards right now. I mean, I technically could. It's just more effort for me. I'd have to go to fine. You guys asked me. Oops, sorry. See, this is how much effort it takes. I have to go there, search, hover the wrong card, and then finally hover the right card. Okay, see, Betrayal. There you are. And back to my deck. Okay, anyways, so they're going to attack me with their own heater, taking advantage of the fact that Satan's Seat is turning off the protection of Nazareth. Really smart. It also shuts off the protection of my Crowd's Lost Soul. Okay, looks like he has a Bethlehem Stable of his own. So that's not really doing anything right now because they're getting protect abilities, but it's going to be able to grab him nativity cards every upkeep. And he's banding to my Matthew. Peter says command to a disciple cannot be negated. Unfortunately, Matthew is a disciple. Opponent is deciding to reveal my hand, convert Matthew, and draw some cards. So he's going to be drawing 4 cards. There was a bug in our game clients where he thought the Amalekites Slave that he was seeing was actually a different version. He thought he was looking at, on his screen, he was seeing this version. But in my client, it was this version. So a little bit confusion there, but I assured him that this was the one that was in my deck. So, yeah, pretty confusing. But all this to say, he gets to draw 4 cards. All right, I need to figure out what kind of block I'm going to do here. I know this Herod's not really good against a band attack. I could go Deceiver, or I could go Amalekite Slave and grab something here. And I think I don't have, I think my opponent doesn't have board advantage. Let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, sorry. Outsiders. If opponent has more cards in play than you, except Lost Souls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 1, 2, 4, 5. So yeah, if I put outsiders into play, I wouldn't get to do the underdeck ability. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to do outsider block here. I think I need to play Amalekite Slave and go grab something. I want to hold on to my Deceiver because I can go grab something out of my reserve with that later. So Amalekite Slave, going to be the block here. Probably going to grab, what do I want? I could do Herod the Great, but it doesn't seem good right now. Herod Agrippa, negate a card. Guess I'll negate Satan's seat right now. And now he's protected from Heroes and Dominance. So if opponent has like interrupt the battle card, that could be good here. But I'm protected from Angel of the Lord. And I even have an Abandonment if things get really dicey. And if things get real dicey, I got the Doubt. Okay, activating Herod's Temple. Gonna reserve the top card of my deck. It's Spirit as a Dove. And this is gonna start tossing enhancements. So even if opponent did have a way to interrupt the battle, it's just gonna get tossed by Herod's Temple. So Herod's Temple, so good. All right, so now my Matthew is meek. Can't use my Matthew. I wanted to use my Matthew next turn. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's see what I drew. I drew Good Seed. I drew Sheol. And I drew Authority of Christ. Solid draws. Good Seed, I'm welcome to see it. Not only is it battle insurance, is I can start grabbing enhancements from my reserve, like Send the Helper. So maybe Satan's seat shutting off Nazareth isn't a terrible thing after all. Okay, drawing 2 cards. I just drew 3 Woes, so good. And I drew the Futile Inquisition. Opponent's going to block with their 1-3. He's going to take an enhancement from my opponent's deck. Cannot be prevented. Okay, I'm going to have to try and remember my shield triggers here. It's so easy to forget. But yeah, so if this was a tournament, I need to try to figure out like, well, this is a tournament. But I need to figure out a better way to remember my shield triggers, because I think I missed a couple in this game. Okay. Good thing I have Herod's Temple, and John's just a really solid attacker that can toss enhancements. I wonder what opponent's going to take here. And remember, what's enabling opponent to do all searching while Nazareth is in play is a Satan's seat. Satan's seat is doing stuff right now. Okay, yeah, I remember my shield trigger. Let's go. Underdecked Lost Soul here. I don't think I saw what enhancement my opponent was able to grab. Okay, I just activated Herod's Temple. It's going to toss Chronicle of the Kings. So now we're just having a big toss battle. Okay, but he's going to go 3 Woes. And he's going to negate Herod's Temple here. Okay, so I get to put my Chronicle of the Kings back. And he's putting 3 Woes as an evil dominant. And now he's playing Stolen Seed. Stolen Seed. That's pretty good. Underdeck an evil New Testament human to protect lost souls in battle. So his 1-3 is going to get underdecked in a moment, but he was able to fight off my rescue attempt. There's no opportunity for me to play my own 3 Woes to try and negate that, because the battle's ended and the enhancement is gone. So I have a 3 Woes in my hand. I gotta figure out the best time to use it, because I kind of want to target his Satan seat and put the lockdown on it again. But there's also a part of me that really wants to use a Good Seed and try to grab a Send the Helper from my reserve, or like a Mary. I basically just want Good Seed to give me something, because my hand is pretty weak on the Offense side. Okay. He has a star ability with Love One Another. It's really tough if I should have played 3 Woes to negate his Satan seat, because this would probably shut him down a lot here. And my hand's really stacked defense-wise. Okay, so let's see if I remember a Sheol trigger. He was searching my reserve for something. He discarded, oh man, I didn't like that. He discarded my Herod's Executioner. And this guy, he should have been protecting my reserve, but like I said, Satan seat is just shutting it down. So the longer I wait on the Satan seat, the more resources I'm losing. On the bright side, with all this searching going on, my shield can just start popping off. All right, opponent plays something. He got a nativity card, Heavenly Host. Heavenly Host. Nope, that's not it. Okay. Basically, he can pair this card with Chamber of Angels to make a lot of Heavenly Host tokens, and then he plays Star of Bethlehem to draw a bunch of cards. Draw like 6 cards. So if you're curious about what those cards are, it's just like ways to draw more cards in his deck. Okay. He's playing a Polycarp. Just a fun name to say. My deck doesn't really play any evil enhancements that interrupt or negate, so I'm not too worried about Polycarp here. I guess I play Chronicle of the Kings, which can negate enhancements, so Polycarp could effectively negate a Chronicle of the Kings here. So something to think about. Let's see. They're going to play their 4 drachma coin on Peter. Oh, I know what they did. So the thief that they grabbed Delivered from their deck, and then they played Delivered to activate this from their deck to draw more cards. And so they did a thing, and I underdecked some Lost Souls with Sheol. Okay. They're playing the New Covenant, grabbing the Ascension from their deck. So, oh man, I should have negated Satan's seed. Look, he's doing all this searching. I was just greedy, man. I was greedy for the 1 seed. Okay, there's his captain. And he has his Chamber of Angels out. So, yeah, let's take a look at Chamber of Angels here. Chamber of Angels. Not this one, everybody. Not this one. This one. So it plays the set-aside area, holds any number of angels. If angels harmed or defeated, you may hold it here instead. While occupied, negate opponent's evil cards and territories. So it's not like explicitly said, but if a fortress doesn't say any way to take stuff out of the fortress, it's assumed that during your, I forget if it's your prep or upkeep phase, you can move cards in it out of it at will. So he's going to move his Captain of the Host out of it in and out 4 times to create 4 tokens. That triggers the captain's ability. And then there's like a maximum limit of how many times you can trigger the same ability in a turn, which is 4. So he did that 4 times, and now he's using a Star of Bethlehem to trigger, let's see, reveal discard pile up to X cards from hand, activate up to X good star abilities on those cards and or cards you control. So he's like playing Star of Bethlehem from his hand. That Star of Bethlehem is now in play, and Star of Bethlehem can trigger his star ability on Star of Bethlehem to draw 6 cards here, maybe. He's also playing Star of Cards of Resurrection. So the card he's going to search from my deck, I'm going to shuffle with Sheol and Love One Another. If he chooses to use that as well, I'm also going to get to shuffle a card. So yeah, he just put my undesirables out, but I'm going to just put it right back with Sheol. And for those wondering, why isn't Sheol being negated by Chamber of Angels right now? It's because Sheol plays the set-aside area, and Chamber of Angels explicitly says negate opponent's evil cards and territories. So it has to, if it explicitly says territory, then it can like only target territory. But if it doesn't specify territory set-aside area, then it would affect both. So for example, if you had a card that said negate an evil card, you could target your set-aside area or the territory with that. But if it says like negate an evil card in territory, you can't target something that's in set-aside area. You have to negate the thing that's in the territory. Okay, so opponent also has a Humble Lost Soul out. I'm not quite sure how Humble works with if I play my 3 Woes out. Like, let's say I play 3 Woes out, target their Satan seat, and then I go to battle, and they happen to have less cards in me? Like, does Satan's Seat like turn on again? I don't know. I'm unsure. Okay. So yeah, he just used Love One Another to discard my horses from my reserve. I wasn't getting those anyways, so at least it's another Sheol trigger for me. And Sheol's working right now because I have Unity, Evil Character Share Brigade. I have one evil character in my territory that's gold and it shares a brigade, and so Sheol is active. But if he were to like play Angel of the Lord and take out my Herod Agrippa right now, it would kind of turn off Sheol. I couldn't use it. So I'm fortunate for that. Okay, he's using his Lost Soul, Prosperity Lost Soul, to discard a card and draw 2 cards. I know it's a lot going on right now at opponent's turn. He has 14 cards in his hand, 16 cards in his deck. He's just drawing through his entire deck right now. Activating Temple Veil. Temple Veil, let's see what that does. If you control a Gospel Human, you may look an opponent's hand. You may deactivate this artifact or bounce a Gospel Hero not in battle. He has side access. Okay, so I get to look at my hand and see what I have. And for a reminder, I have 3 Woes. I have Futile Inquisition. I have Authority of Christ. I have Outsiders. I have Doubt. I have Herod Archelaus. I have Abandonment. And I have Deceiver. So almost all the cards in my hand are evil, which is good. Opponent has quite the board advantage right now. Quite the board advantage indeed. Okay. Opponent's playing down some cards, trying to prepare for his rescue attempt. Okay, so something about Outsiders is very important that I learned today. So right now I think my opponent has 4 brigades in play, and they have board advantage. What I used to think this card did, grammar, is I thought it could draw 4 and underdeck 4. But it says you may draw and or underdeck up to 4 cards. So I think that means I have to choose 4 cards in total to draw or underdeck with Outsiders. I can't draw 4, I can't underdeck 4. Although I'm going to have to get that clarified in the redemption. Here, let me pause the recording and go ask really fast. Okay, yeah, I just double checked and Outsiders. Let's see, let's pull up Outsiders again. Outsiders. So yeah, double checked again, and Outsiders, you can do any combination of underdecking and drawing up to 4. So you can't draw 4 and underdeck 4. So learn from this mistake. Yeah. All right, opponent looks like he's attacking me with a Simon Peter banded to a disciple that has converted to meek. All right, so I'm going to block with my Outsiders here. He's negating Herod's Temple. Now, here's my play where I'm going to try to underdeck 4 and draw 4. And this was before my understanding of how Outsiders worked correctly. So I want to apologize to the opponent for my misunderstanding here. I think in this turn, I'm actually going to be able to underdeck and draw 4 cards. When in reality, I should have been able to only like underdeck 4 or draw 4. Not do both. But I think the most important thing here to underdeck was like the Herod's Temple and 3 Woes. Like, I don't think Bethlehem Stable would have mattered in play. And New Covenant, I don't think that would have mattered if it was in play because Satan's Seat's days are numbered here. But yeah, I just feel bad about this in retrospect because, yeah, that's not how Outsiders worked. Okay, so I get initiative. I get to play Abandonment. My can't be negated battle winner. And it doesn't look like there's anything opponent can do about that. Okay. I think I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay. So something earlier, he played a star card ability that protected meek heroes this turn. So when I tried to withdraw his hero, his meek hero, that actually didn't work. And so now I'm still stuck in battle with him. So then I attempted to toss the top card of my deck for Herod's Temple. I hit a Lost Soul. And now I can't play my Futile Inquisition because it's just going to get tossed. So I'm just kind of bungling this this turn here, or this defense. I forgot his meek heroes were protected. But aren't they not protected because Satan's Seat's in play? Yeah, wouldn't Satan's Seat negate the protectability that his meek heroes having? Not sure. But I'm going to throw my doubt into the mix. Strict dominance, negate heroes, toss multi-brigade enhancements. So if I'm in a battle and I have doubt in my battle, that's a pretty good feeling to have. Let's see what opponent does. Let me see if I can pull up that card that was protecting his heroes. Okay, he's going to play the Ascension. All right, Redemption. Protect meek heroes from evil cards until end of turn. So I think this was negated by Satan's Seat. I'm not sure. Unless I'm missing something here. I think Satan's Seat is currently active. Okay, now he's banding to my John, which is annoying. He can toss the next evil enhancement. Oh, but my doubt is negating him. So that's good. Thank you, doubt. Because I think I'm going to be able to use this, let's see, Futile Inquisition to end the battle. Stalemate. Okay, he's banding another kind of battle. Just has a big bunch of heroes in battle. Luckily, he doesn't get to use their special abilities right now. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like this Futile Inquisition is going to work. I don't know what he could have here to stop me from just doing Futile Inquisition. Because my Outsiders is a New Testament character. I think it's my initiative. Yep, here it comes. End the battle in a stalemate. So cards like this don't give the opponent time to interrupt the battle or anything because it's a stalemate. If it was like if I was ending the battle and they were losing, that's when initiative happens. Okay, I think I missed a trigger for my defiled. He played a Silver Brigade hero right into battle. So he put a good card in play during the battle. I could have drawn another card there. But maybe the missed triggers I'm having for defiled are balancing out with the extra card I drew from Outsiders. So maybe it just all kind of balances out in the end. So Outsiders, so good right there. You just saw it underdeck some really important permanents my opponent had out there. Extra card drawing aside, like I said, again, I apologize for that. Okay, opponent's finishing up his turn, playing out some heroes. And then I get to draw 3, so I get to resolve a Virgin Burst star ability. Take a look at the top 6, which accidentally did top 20. But yeah, I thought I clicked that Lackey command there. That was VP1 at 6. I don't know why it did the top 20. Okay, let me just type it for real. Okay, what do I want? I know I have a 4 drachma coin in hand. So if I grab my Simon Peter, I can activate the 4 drachma coin directly on Peter to draw a lot of those cards that I just saw. Also picked up a Ride On Victoriously. Okay, yeah, Good Seed is going to trigger. I'm going to grab a good enhancement from my reserve. This one is solid. I can use it to maybe bounce my Matthew. And then when a hero attacks, I can search and get something from my reserve. Maybe I can get Mary. I like getting Mary. Or if I want to line up a block, I can grab Simon from my reserve. I drew Angel of the Winds. I don't think I want to attack with him. I think I'll only have Matthias left in my deck. All right, yep. There goes the 4 drachma coin. Draw some more cards here. Just drew Son of God, Book of the Covenant, Angel of the Sun. And I have 16 cards left in my deck. I have 14 cards left in my hand. I play my Lazarus. And now I'm deciding to use my 3 Woes here. I'm going to play it on good to negate Satan's Seat. But, so his lost soul, his humble lost soul, that's going to happen in battle. So during battle, while opponent has more cards, your cards cannot be prevented. So I think I'm going to be attacking with Lazarus, trying to negate everything. But because he has his humble lost soul out, this is not a really good strategy. So I should probably try to Son of God and negate and get rid of his humble. Because right now I think his Satan's Seat card is active again. And I can't search my reserve anymore, which is what I really wanted to do. Okay, I got to draw a card. I drew Contagious Fear. It's another battle winner. But anyways, back to the battle. I have Authority of Christ in my hand. I have Love One Another. Oh, and he's just giving me a lost soul. Okay. Guess he didn't have a good block lined up. Let me play out my heroes. Just my random angels that don't do anything. Yep, just playing them out. Turning over my Book of the Covenant. It's not really good right now. Son of God. Let's negate and rescue. This was suspicious. Maybe I should have rescued his humble lost soul, but I decided to grab his orphans because in my hand I had Contagious Fear. And I wanted to have this card be active during battle. But Contagious Fear is kind of not good if opponent's Satan seed is active. This is pretty tough to keep track of, like if Satan seed is active or not active right now. Humble makes for really interesting gameplay, but it's also like kind of hard to keep track of. I have a question in my mind. Let's say it's going to my discard phase, and I really want opponent's stuff to be prevented. Can I just like discard any number of cards from my hand during my discard phase, or does it have to be like once I get to 8 cards in my hand, do I have to stop? I know I could just play them, but let's say there's just like a bunch of enhancements that, all right, opponent's turn. So for me right now, I'm trying to not forget my Defile triggers, my Sheol triggers, and whether Nazareth is active or not. And Herod's Temple's back online. There's a lot of things to keep track of right now. For what it's worth, I have a Golgotha in play. It's another thing to keep track of. Says the first skull icon used by a New Testament character each battle cannot be prevented. So that's good if they have like a fight for the numbers thing. Okay, opponent tried to go for their second coming, but oh wait, no. He was just revealing that from his hand to attack with his John. Okay, that's pretty solid against me. Tossing the next evil enhancement. I only have one of those. So let's go for the Outsiders block again. This time my opponent is able to correct me and say Outsiders can only draw or underdeck up to 4. So I caught it the second time. But looking at his territory, I didn't feel like I needed to underdeck anything in his territory. Like I don't care about Polycarp because I don't have any evil enhancements that interrupt the battle or anything. I was planning to do a sneaky play with Rhydon because I can go awesome things, play enhancement, and then play Authority of Christ and like try to attack his board. So that's why I'm not really targeting his evil characters. And Satan's seat for me just feels like it's being negated by my Lazarus and 3 Woes. So I think I decided to go for the card draw here. Okay, I drew my crowds, it's just negated. I drew my negate opponent's band abilities. I drew my undesirables. Yeah, this would be a good time to give the opponent undesirables now if they win this battle. It's kind of like that point in the game where I just need to stall a couple turns to finish the game. Okay, so I think it's my initiative. I think I should have blocked with a Herod that would have forced them to do something. Like maybe I should have blocked with this. Okay, because right now I'm just in a position where I have to give the Lost Soul, but I decided to use my Sheol here. Discard this card and banish an evil card from discard pile to add a human of matching brigade to battle. So I'm going to add my Herod Agrippa, which is going to negate John. So again, like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Maybe I should have just tried to block in Herod Archelaus because I'm just pretty cold to anything he has here. I guess I just wanted to negate his card draw. Yeah, I think the better block here would have been like block with Herod Archelaus, force opponent to use something, then use Sheol to try and add another human to battle. Yep, because opponent goes Authority of Christ, and there's nothing I can do here. I have to surrender the Lost Soul. Now, I think I should have given him my undesirables here. All right, here's what we're talking about when he played Authority of Christ. We got to do the Defiled trigger to draw 2 cards. And right now we're doing like a ruling check to see if Hopper disrupts New Testament soul unity. But it was confirmed in the ruling that Hopper does not break unity because to preserve unity, you have to own and control all the lost souls. I can't quite verbalize how it works, but okay, so what did I draw for turn? I drew my Temple Veil, I drew a Polycarp, I drew a New Covenant off, and I drew a Chronicles. Well, you know why going for that Authority of Christ / Rhydon play would have been a bad idea? Wait, no, never mind. Forget what I was just going to say. Okay, so opponent should have 1 lost soul here if I need to save the game and update the score. So they have 1, I have 2, I've played my Son of God. They have not played their Son of God. I wonder what the score is. This game is getting pretty hard to keep track of. Feels like there's a lot going on, and it feels like I'm missing things, or I'm like not playing the game how I should, or like I'm just playing cards incorrectly. So like situations like this, it's really hard to navigate. Satan's Seat plus Nazareth plus Humble makes for some really interesting gameplay. And by interesting, I also mean hard to keep track of too. Yeah, looking back on it, I think my best option would have been block with Herod Archelaus, use my Herod's Temple to toss enhancements, and then use Sheol as a backup if they tried to get rid of Herod. So yeah, I could have played that turn better and probably not have surrendered a soul here. Okay, I just drew Imitate, I drew my Second Coming, and it looks like I'm finally surrendering a lost soul to let them rescue. I decided to give them the hopper. I probably should have given him Undesirables or Imitate there. Yeah. Or no. Yeah. Because I didn't have Imitate yet. Oh, sorry. So the cards that I just drew, those were from the Defiled ability. That was not my cards for turn. Okay, now these are my cards for turn. I think. I'm just trying to remember exactly how things went. Why am I drawing a card from deck here? I think I drew 3 cards for turn and the opponent hadn't quite finished yet. So let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what happened. Okay, activate my Temple Veil, get to look at his hand. I'm just really curious what kind of defense he can muster. Okay, I see Matthew, love one another, ride on. Second Coming, Patmos. And I see 1 evil enhancement. The rest of his cards are not good at blocking. So maybe me negating John there was actually a really good idea, because maybe he could have drawn into some cards that might have helped him block. Okay, bounce Lazarus. I have 15 cards in hand. Play my Polycarp Insurance. Good old Polycarp. Let's see, I have the Ascension in my hand. I just drew Herod the Great. Just drew Matthias. Just drew Second Coming. I'm trying to think of which lost soul I want to rescue with this Second Coming here. I can't currently play Second Coming because of Nazareth. Wait, yeah, no. Nazareth is currently active because Satan's Seed is currently being negated by 3 Woes. Oh man, I'm just so confused. Okay, John's drawing me some cards. Got Lost Soul, I got my own Humble. So because I didn't attack with a meek hero, I don't have access to a cannot be negated Ascension. I don't have access to a cannot be negated Authority of Christ. I don't have access to playing an enhancement on my meek hero. So by not attacking with a meek hero, I feel like I'm putting myself at risk here. I have a good seed backup though, so I'm not too stressed out. Okay, so somehow Nazareth is being negated here because now we're in battle, and now their Humble Lost Soul is coming into play, and then I'm grabbing something from my reserve with Sin the Helper. So I'm using, now that Nazareth is negated, I'm using Second Coming to get my Son of God and negate and rescue one of their lost souls here. Again, I don't know why I'm not grabbing their Humble Lost Soul here. I feel like that would just kind of shut them out of the game a little bit. I guess in my mind, I'm thinking that Humble's really good against fight by the numbers type of stuff. I'm not thinking about my 3 Woes negating his Satan's Seat, but I should be thinking about that. Okay, so yeah, I don't know about this attack here. I grabbed an Eternal Inheritance from my reserve. That seems like it could come into handy later, especially as we're starting to get up into the 5 soul thing. Okay, what's opponent doing? They're going to do a block with the Deceiver to grab a card from their reserve. Okay, I wonder what this is. I'm not too worried because I have multiple ways to win the battle in my hand, and they only have 1 evil enhancement that's getting tossed. So that was a really compelling way to attack with John, because I knew he only had 1 evil enhancement and he's just going to toss it. So if I play a battle winner and they have special initiative, John is just going to toss whatever they try to interrupt the battle with. So unless they find a way to get multiple cards, okay, Plunderers. Let's go look at what that card does. Okay, blocking, prevent the next good enhancement. To take it, may ban to Thief, or may bounce a character in territory. Okay, solid card. So my next card is being prevented. So that means that's going to get prevented, that's going to get prevented, that's going to get prevented, that's going to get prevented. Okay, let's see what he bans to. He bans to his Thief, which is a 1/3. John is a 9/11. Never forget 9/11. Oh, and he's currently being subtracted by 1 point of power and toughness because of Herod's Temple. Okay, and then he's banding to the blank thief, the condemning thief. Let's see what that guy does. Condemning thief says take an enhancement from opponent's hand. Can't be prevented. Okay, what's he gonna take? I think my opponent's hoping to see I only have one good enhancement in my hand. But unfortunately my hand is quite loaded with all my battle winners. Okay, I think he's gonna take my Ascension. Okay, yep. You can take it. I think I can win this battle without it. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna play Authority of Christ here. Destroy 3 of his characters. I think he's gonna get to hit some of my characters in my territory with Satan's Seat. I'm not sure if it's 3 characters or just 1. We'll see if he remembers that trigger. Good thing I've kept Matthias and Lazarus in my hand. Okay, this card is prevented, and now he took that card. Now I'm gonna play Authority of Christ. So I don't think there's a lot my opponent can do here because John is currently tossing the next evil enhancement. He's going to try to interrupt the battle with an ambush, but yeah, ambush isn't really working like he thought it would. Yep, so I don't think there's anything he can do here. His characters are just going to maybe die. This card is so good. Yep, I think that's the battle. And then I have 4 lost souls. Great, 4-1. I'm set up pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if the Satan's Seat triggers were hit, but I had enough heroes in my hand where I don't think it would have mattered. It's like Matthew, I don't need Matthew, I don't need Peter, I don't need all those angels at this point in the game. I'm going to discard Virgin Birth, and I'm going to discard Deceiver from my hand. Salty's currently preventing enhancements, so that's why Virgin Birth isn't looking really good. And plus Nazareth is flickering off and on, so getting cards from my reserve isn't going to be consistent. All right, what's opponent going to do? Okay, they have a Temple Veil of their own. My hand is currently being protected because their Satan's Seat is being negated by 3 Woes because they have less cards in hand than I do. Let's see, does Nazareth protect hands? No, just decks and discard piles. Okay. Ooh, look what I have in my hand. My favorite Herod. So if they go a big attack here, I think I'm just going to force one of their little angels to block. Let's see, I know they have Ride On victoriously, so that's not just going to end the battle, but that'll be pretty good. Also, I'm out of cards in my deck because I drew all the cards in my deck. So I can't use Herod's Temple to toss enhancements. So that's unfortunate. Looking at my defensive options, I only have a Contagious Fear and I only have a Chronicle of the Kings. So not a lot. I don't have a lot here, but Undesirables and Imitate should be able to buy me a lot of time if they break through. I should have given them this last turn because like imagine on this turn them having to skip their battle phase, that would have just been so good. Okay, so here's a question. So Undesirables says limit once per game, but Imitate can copy that. So is it like a new copy of it? Or can this only be done once per game? I'm going to have to ask in the redemption ruling question. But I think this is for the case that there's an old card called Falling Away. Let me find that. Yeah, so this old card could take cards directly from your Land of Redemption and put them in Land of Bondage. So imagine like rescuing Undesirables, skipping it, and then I play Falling Away, get it back. That's probably why the limit 1 per game. Because Falling Away in that card would have just been so disgusting. Anyways, opponent is going to attack me with Matthew. He's converting Matthew to Meek. He has 9 cards in hand, so it doesn't mean his Humble Lost Soul's triggering, which could be a big deal. Because if he had less cards in hand with me, he could have attacked, revealed my hand, drew a bunch of cards, negated the protection of my Lost Soul. Okay, so yeah, here I'm doing that Herod the Great. I'm going to choose his Angel token to block. It's a 1/9 Meek character. So not a lot opponent can do here unless he's playing Silver Brigade enhancements, which I don't think he is. Opponent's thinking, okay, who does he have? He has this Matthew. Okay, yeah, he's going to use Ride On to add a Meek hero to battle. And so I believe there's a rule that says you can only add a unique hero to battle once per round. So I think he's going to add Matthew back into battle, but I don't think he actually can based upon that rule. So just a note for future watchers, just for education purposes. I'll also double check. Okay, but because he played the last good card, I can have initiative, and then I can just play Contagious Fear and protect Lost Souls from Rescue. So Son of Godding the orphans, I think, has finally paid off for me. Instead of Son of Godding Humble Lost Soul. But yeah, Humble. Okay, so that worked. Protected Lost Souls from Rescue. Let's go. Herod's doing a great job, man. Herod. Okay, we just need to win one more battle. Then the game is over. Opponent is, I think it's my turn now. I'm just trying to get cards out of my hand because I don't want Humble to mess up anything right now. I want to make sure. Okay, yeah, because I want to attack with Lazarus, negate evil cards, convert him to meek. So his stuff is currently, his Satan Seat currently being negated. I should have activated Temple Veil here to grab some more information to make the best attack possible. Okay, so he's blocking with Sith Thief, and it's my initiative, so I get to play Eternal Inheritance. Because a Covenant is active and he's opposed, I can rescue my hero to win the game. Now, I'm not sure this puts opponent, I think I just win the game on the spot. I don't think there's anything opponent can do here. After the fact, he can't interrupt the battle and do anything. Even though it says opponent may play enhancement, because I'm at 5 Lost Souls, I'm not sure if the game's already over or if he actually gets to play the enhancement. Because let's say opponent did have enhancement in hand, that would negate something. Yeah, I'm not sure. I have to ask another question. Okay, so opponent and I were talking after the game, and not only did opponent not draw his Son of God card, which would have been amazing for him, he was also really looking for his, what's it called? There's a territory class angel from Gospel of Christ that would, it's this card, Resurrection Revealer, negate opponent's neutrals cards. So he was really digging for this card to try and get out of the lock I had put him under with my Lost Souls. And if he had this card earlier, it would have actually, I would say, made a big difference in this game. Although I did have my own Humble Lost Soul, so I could have had some counterplay, I feel to it. But yeah, opponent not being able to draw their Son of God or their Resurrection Revealer really hurt them here. So thanks to the opponent for the game. And comment down below if you would have done anything differently or if I misplayed anything but I'm very grateful to take down the first round of Lackey Grand Prix 14.